So today, I want to show some examples of my work, but I also want to show you guys some other things as well, some other things that I'm doing, more around optimizing my digital marketing and making sure that people can find my business. So I'll quickly take you guys through this presentation. So this will give you a bit of an understanding about the types of things that I'm doing on a regular basis. So this is a bit of a rundown on my business and how I approach things. So Edge is primarily focused on providing visual content solutions for business. So whether it comes photography or video, there's other marketing materials that I help businesses with. And also that's an evolving space as well. There's a lot of really interesting things happening in the visual media space around 360 videos and stills, drones, and so there's a lot of really interesting things happening in that space. And also that kind of dovetails into a lot of really interesting things that are happening in the website space as well. So my unique approach is to start with brand and target market first, and then I kind of work back from there with my clients. So I guess to try and make sure that the images that I provide and the visuals that I provide and the media just generally is targeted. It's specific to that organization. It tells their story. It's engaging. It's dynamic. To be able to make sure all of those things are, all those boxes are being ticked, and also that it kind of it fits perfectly into their marketing channels as well. It needs to I need to start with a brand and a target market in mind. Also use questionnaires and mood boards to help build a project brief, and the result is engaging, dynamic visuals that help build brands, and seamless integration. So I'll give you a quick look at some of my work. So some of the areas that I work in: architectural and domestic, commercial, domestic, local government and tourism, food and beverage and hospitality, residential interiors. Aged care is a big one, which I talked about a couple of weeks ago, a huge part of my work. Social and non-profits, corporate, industry and trade. So personal branding is a big one. That's increasingly a big part of my business. Outdoor spaces, landscape designers, landscape architects, landscapers. So it's all about value proposition, communicating value proposition with the images. So these are the main things for you guys to look for. It's really simple. So people that are getting a new logo or branding and getting a new website, they're the main things that you guys need to look for. So as far as this is a particular case study. It's just the Squires Maiden Hotel with one of my clients. And just some images from that particular photo shoot. So did any of you guys recognize anything interesting about that presentation? Yeah? Yeah, there was. Yeah, it was very fast. There's lots of other stuff I want to try and get through. So, did you guys recognize any of those images, or?
You did it at different times of the day.
Yeah, it kind of wasn't what I was after. I actually, basically 6 months ago, I did that presentation. Did anyone recognize that? Yeah. Same photos? Yeah. The reason why I did that is, well, partly because it saves me time, but also, I wanted to see if anyone picked up on it, because the thing is, visuals are memorable. You remember those images. Yeah, absolutely. So like images stay in people's minds. And I guess the thing is, I wanted to really try and ram that home is because it's important to be remembered for the right reasons and not the wrong reasons. Like you want to be using high quality images in association with your marketing and your brand rather than phone photos that are just taken randomly, because that affects the brand of your organization. I mean, some locations it's kind of okay, like for example on some social channels, like it might be appropriate to use phone photos in a kind of spare of the moment situation, like this morning with Kylie taking photos of some of our members. That's fine for social media, but in some instances. But when you're trying to sell a brand or build a brand, particularly on websites, it's huge. Don't use phone photos, please don't. Okay, so I wanted to. This is some more interesting stuff about what I've been working on. This is another case study, and this is new work. So hang on. Sound is good. I got no sound.
It might be down on the TV.
So the reason why I showed that is because one of my clients recently, this is a website that they were kind of modeling that off. So as I was saying before, there's some really interesting stuff happening in the web space. For example, we've got NBN rolling out, which means that high quality video on websites is now going to be huge. So like as I said in 60 seconds before, stills on still banners on websites has been massive for the last 10 years. This is the new thing. So this particular client actually, wanted a video, like this is obviously LA. They wanted a video that they could kind of, place as their kind of masthead, their banner on their website. And that was kind of similar to, to this particular website, this church.
It makes you keep looking at it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really engaging. Absolutely. Yeah, and so I guess like the thing is with high speed internet, like it allows a high quality user experience. So that's something that is really interesting. How much time do I have left? None. Oh, damn. Oh, well, I have to wrap it up. Cool. I can, sorry.
Okay, I've always understood you as photography.
Yeah.
I know that you've been filming this, but I didn't actually realise you did videos as well like this.
Yeah, heck yeah.
So, in what sort of clients will you be looking for to do videos for? It's
Yeah,
mainly
for
videos
sure.
on websites?
Yeah, like mostly web-based stuff. Like I see that as a really interesting, evolving market, because you think about how many people have websites, and to be able to provide people a service like this and a product like this, is definitely a shift that's happening, and together with all the other things that are shifting at the moment in the digital media space. Yep.
I can tell you an application that we use them for. We use them for weekly updates. So my printer does does a weekly video and he sends it out to our clients. And I have to do that too now for property management. That's something I'm really excited about. But it's, it's good, it's clever.
Yeah.
It's just clever.
Just quickly, like I did want to say something as well. Like, you know, I did want to speak about some digital marketing stuff. Like in the last 12 months, I've been working really hard on SEO, and like my business is actually dominating the first page of Google now in Newcastle for commercial photography. I can actually like there's some other things as well. Like, you know, like I've really been focusing on LinkedIn and Instagram, you know, and a couple of those social platforms are really important parts of my business. And, you know, websites aren't as big as what they used to be. Well, yeah, the thing is, you know, Google search is not as big as what it used to be. It's important, but it's not the be all and end all. So I just wanted to kind of leave that with you guys. I do have some materials that I've kind of worked through for my business. Like I've got a social media plan that I developed. So if any of you guys are interested in finding out what I'm doing to really move the needle in some of these spaces, I would be happy to receive your emails. So, nice.